Ladies and gentlemen, pre-crime is officially here.
I am now about to launch Gideon, America's first ever AI threat detection platform built specifically for law enforcement. It scrapes the internet 24/7 using an Israeli-grade ontology to pull specific threat language and then routes it to local law enforcement. It's a 24/7 detective. It never sleeps, and it's going to get us in front of these attacks. I've got a dozen agencies on board, Trace. I just unloaded a major Northeast agency with over 2,700 sworn. This is America's early warning system.
It's America's early warning system to stop anti-Semitic attacks. And yes, it's going to be the Israeli government who are going to be the ones ordering the arrest of American citizens for crimes they've yet to commit. Oh, and one last thing, if you guys have ever heard of predictive programming, well, fun fact, the Israeli AI predictive policing technology is called Gideon, but Gideon also happens to be a character from the pre-crime division department in the movie Minority Report. Coincidence? You let me know.
Here's the irony, and I usually crop it out because I fucking hate it. This is what the AI overview, which has been forced on the masses, will tell you. Whether this is true or not remains to be seen, but it's worth mentioning because this is what the superficial Google search will tell you. Law enforcement does not currently use a widespread 24/7 AI pre-crime detection system like the one imagined in the movie Minority Report. Keep in mind that's based on a book, crudely speaking, on a work of Philip K. Dick, if memory serves me right, not just a superficial Hollywood picture starring Tom Cruise. However, some police agencies do use AI-powered predictive policing and real-time surveillance technologies that raise similar ethical and privacy concerns. That's worth noting. You can read the rest. You could Google this if you wanted, but most of you probably won't. That's what I plugged in terms of keywords. If you didn't take a screenshot, well, you probably should have. As a reminder, the fella from Brother, Where Art Thou? He's the one that played the character in question. In Minority Report, Gideon, played by Tim Blake Nelson, is in a wheelchair-bound sentry and warden for the Pre-Crime Division's Department of Containment. Think about it. The word warden factors into what this may or may not be referring to. He oversees the special prison for pre-criminals. You know, the internet. Where they are placed into halo sleep. Perhaps meta. And or just scrolling. He is introduced playing an organ to relax the prisoners and helps John, whoever the fuck, during his escape, bringing him through the containment field and bringing Agatha's data to him. The name Gideon comes from the Hebrew name Gidon, which means feller or hewer and is derived from the Hebrew verb gada, meaning to cut down or to fell. The name's enduring appeal is linked to the biblical figure Gideon, a military leader known for his faith and courage in leading the Israelites to victory against overwhelming odds. It's also quite a fucking coincidence. Now, when you use the keywords, this contradicts the other search that Google crapped out. An AI platform named Gideon, designed to detect threats from online activity, was announced in 2025 and is being offered to U.S. law enforcement agencies. It is a behavioral threat detection system, not a currently deployed pre-crime tool used by police across the country. Its creator claims several agencies have committed to a pilot program. How the Gideon platform works. What it does, Gideon is designed to scan the open internet, including social media platforms, Reddit and Telegram. Keep in mind that some of these were specifically named. Reddit recently went through an overhaul and was dumbed down and screwed over. Big surprise. What a coincidence. I don't use Telegram, so I can't speak to that. What it searches for, the AI looks for pre-attack signals such as signs of radicalization, manifesto writing, and tactical planning. Do think about preppers as well, because I'm sure that's on the docket. I could be wrong. The, quote unquote preppers, either way, I won't go into that right now. But the company's creator claims that 98% of the attacks leak their intent online. And I wouldn't disagree with that. How many criminals out there post, what they did to the internet and then get caught? These are profiles. We've created profiles for ourselves, and most people aren't very, very smart. What it produces. When a threat is detected, Gideon reportedly sends real-time alerts to law enforcement and school safety units. Creators claims. Its creator says the platform only analyzes public posts and does not spy on private messages, track individuals, or mine personal data. However, if you've been paying attention, every single thing we do online trains the AI. Think about it. Every single major thing that we do online now, including Google, wants you to sign in. The reason they want you to sign in is because once you've consented to this, then they can mine your data because you chose to do it. It's like filling out a W-2. Isn't that what you got to fill out? Yeah, when you get a job. And now you're obligated to pay the IRS, which is something that I'm dealing with right now. But that's how this system works, because it's a system. It's one of many examples. You guys can read the rest of this if you want. You could Google it for yourself using these magical keywords. You should have taken a screenshot. And there's another post up at the top. Substack, Gideon, AI threat detection or thought crime prosecution. It's something that shouldn't exist and wouldn't exist if you and I were free people willing to do the right thing. That's what this boils down to if you haven't figured that much out. What the fuck do I know? I should have mentioned, I don't want to put this poorly to try to appeal to some of you. Most likely. The only reason Israel would be employing something such as this currently is if things were about to get really weird. Yeah? They were about to do something, off color. Down the line, in the near future, an act of greater magic. Nudge, nudge, something, something. We are setting up the pieces so they can be knocked down, and no one's doing anything to stop any of this shit. Which is ironic based on what this message and all the other stuff has to do with. What the fuck do I know? Allow me to put it a different way. Slaves and prisoners are monitored. Free people aren't monitored. Does that make sense? Because it should.